I wonder if they'd care if I pulled it up in a ponytail. I'm having hot flashes, one right after the other, and I'm just like trying to survive here. So I just pulled it on up. 39. See, I was close. I should have been a meteorologist. Breaking news. It's 35 degrees here in Wisconsin. Bombshell tonight. Ooh, 50. 50 is actually not too bad. I would take 50 right now. It was a long night last night. It was about 1:30 a.m. when I got in the bed, so I have a little baggish going on under my eyes. But I know you guys don't care. Yes, I'm going to get me some coffee after I get done with the show. I'm drinking water right now. Y'all, I have a Pepsi addiction. Okay, you know this about me, or Coke. And thank you, Melissa, for the coffee. And I'm so over it. It does not make me feel good. I have a New Year's resolution. If you have one, let me know what it is, because mine is to stop drinking soft drinks and to only drink water. And I'm trying and I'm trying. And I tell you what, I mean, I've probably gained 10 pounds since July, since I was over at the Myrtle Beach, because it's like a comfort. You stressed out, you get you a Pepsi. You tired, you get you a Pepsi. You having a hot flash, you get you a Pepsi. And so Sunshine says, I'm addicted to Mountain Dew. I get headaches when I drink. I have one. Well, I see a lot of headaches in my future, but I need to lose probably, if I lost 30 pounds, I would be so happy. And I think that by eliminating the soft drinks, that's really going to help. Oh, Kristen. Oh, I didn't see it. I'm so sorry. Here, let me get my headphones on, hon. Well, that looks kind of crazy with my headphones on, but you know what? This ain't Nancy Grace, so we're good. Good
Good morning, beautiful
afternoon.
people.
Hi.
So, today in the exciting news, we're going to be monitoring, since docket had just occurred within the last hour. Luigi Mangione should be in court today in regard to the extradition hearing from Pennsylvania to New York. It is to my understanding that this gentleman will waive his extradition rights and he will be transported to New York within a few hours. So I will be looking for him as to which prison he's going to be at for the sake of my project. Now, I did try to send him messages letters while he was at Blair County as well as Huntington, and I'm going to try again for a third time at the new place because he's going to be stuck there longer.
Yeah.
But oh my goodness, I have been hot on the trail trying to find that man. And so it's it's one of those things. And then what we have been going on is a case out of Colorado where a young lady who had unalived a young boy who had been bicycling in his neighborhood, and she had unalived him by basically her car hitting him. That trial has been pretty active as of yesterday and the day before, so that will most likely be keep going on. Now we are going to be monitoring any other further cases that would have been happening as of today, but those, stay tuned. The big one's going to be Luigi. Let's see how this plays out and go from there. Also,
Thank you.
yesterday, I do know that Diddy did have a hearing. I don't think that it worked in his favor. I'm going to do some more research on that, but basically, that's been going on.
Thank you. And for those of you asking about baby Caleb, so I was up, Kristen, I saw you in there for a little while, and Dan's, I think, but he has not been found, and they are back at the house this morning. From what I understand, ABC 33 something carries that, and I'm going to pull up the book face to see if they are alive right now to see if we can get an update. ABC
That would be
3340.
lovely because I just I've been getting bad vibes every time somebody had mentioned the grandfather. I just got really weird bad vibes, and I'm just like praying for the best for that baby.
Me too. I'm just kind of looking around um, to see if anybody has said anything. No, it's just I think that they are looking, and I don't know if they're going to redig, but I know that yesterday for the first time they had put crime scene tape up around the house. It's the first time that they had done that, although they had been digging and digging in the backyard for some days. Hi, Daisy. I did a dollop a Daisy.
Okay, do apologize for being ignorant and stupid. But why are we digging in the backyard?
Well, why not? They are probably looking for remains. That would be the obvious place that they would bury a baby.
Oh my goodness. Okay, that
But
that makes more sense now because my brain disconnected from missing and versus being unalived, and so they're going with both the contingencies. Gotcha.
yeah, yeah, because the baby hasn't been seen since September. And the last family
Oh
members
my.
saw him in April. So the September viewing is the testimony from the grandfather, and he remains in jail on $100,000 bond for failure to report that and da 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 may bodily injury resulting in death da 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 da, and so that's what they got him for. And I don't know if he's talked, they would have went straight to that and it wouldn't be such a operation. So I feel like he's not talking, and I don't know why. It's over. Okay, you have lost your son-in-law is dead, your other grandchild is dead, your daughter's fighting for her life. I mean, it's over. Why not go ahead and tell them what happened if he knows?
I know, and that's the wild part of it all. And I just pulled up Court TV, and the few other headlines that are coming across is being Jay-Z's lawyers challenge grape lawsuit as Diddy appears in court. Then there's also, if you are familiar with the Alexander Brothers story, the friend of the Alexander Brothers surrendered in the sexual assault case. Okay. And the brothers were these big New York City real estate folk who were unaliving, well, not so much unaliving people, but trafficking people. Let's put it that way. I'm trying to be as PC as possible and go with TikTok words. Then the other headline was that this is North Carolina versus Tazir Tazarka, the unaliving in the convenience store trial. Now, Taz had been defending himself as well as his store in North Carolina by unaliving a young man who had tried to steal a Gatorade from him. And this being Taz had been found guilty on the lesser offense of the unaliving of Mark Gattery Jr. being the customer that had been accused of stealing. And then we've got, of the other headlines here at Court TV, we've got Taylor Shabanis charged with battery against a prison guard. Now, here's the one that I was referring to about the teacher. Now, Colorado versus Amy Weiss, or Amy Weiss, whichever way you want to pronounce it, it's Weiss, the teacher's deadly driving trial. That was the trial where the teacher, being Amy Weiss, 54, had been charged with a misdemeanor in the unaliving of the 10-year-old little boy, Oliver Stratton, in August of 2023. Now, what happened was Oliver, also known as Ollie in this trial, had been playing at a fellow neighbor's house. And what happened was he was on his bike, he was on his way home. The friend's parents were making dinner, which is the general rules that his parents have is, well, if your friend's parents are making dinner, come on home, honey. And then that way you can have dinner at your house. So he was on his way home and he was bicycling. He looked both ways before he crossed that road. And this teacher was texting while driving and had unalived this poor boy. And then when the husband had called being the child's father, Daddy called Mama, asked Mama, "Is Ollie home?" Mama checks with the other teenagers and says, "No, Ollie's not home." And panic starts to ensue. And then Daddy says, "Honey, Ollie was found in an accident. There's ambulances taking him off of this particular road, and we're on the way to the hospital." Well, of course, they drove out of the house like a bat out of hell trying to get to the hospital because that's her baby, right? And so she gets there, and the efforts of the paramedics as well as the medical professionals unfortunately could not revive this poor child, and he had succumbed to his injuries caused by that deadly driving of Miss Weiss. And that's a very hard trial to watch, to be honest, because of the fact if you really love kids, which I do, it's really, really sad. And that's the other thing. And then we've got in the headlines, of course, we already know about Luigi's trial that's coming. Well, excuse me, not trial, but hearing for this morning. Now, there's this one that I had recorded off of Court TV because I hadn't had a chance to watch it. But I want to know more about Rex Humerman because he is counted as, or at least viewed as, the Long Island serial unaliver. Okay. And over the time period from, I would say, the 90s up until 2010, he had been unaliving young women. And I want to know more about him. And I think I may add him to my list, which is, I might have to think real hard about that before adding him to my list of prisoner letter folk for that project. And then of the headlines, we also have New Mexico versus Janine Jaramillo, the fake kidnapping unaliving trial. That one I don't know too much more about, but it does say that Janine Jaramillo faces at least 30 years in prison for the schmurder of two people unalived while she led police on a high-speed chase. And then of the headlines, we've got the, of course, as you know, the Wisconsin Christian school. We know about that. And so those are the big ones that have been, in addition to Florida versus Franklin Tyrone Tucker, the Treehouse unaliving trial. And that one, he had agreed on a plea agreement. But those are the main headlines for today. And if there's any other cases that you would like me to dive deep in and tell you more about, I would definitely love to do so. I personally am going to do a deep dive into Rex Humerman. I don't know if I wanted to add him into my Prison Leather project. However, I think I might be able to gather permission from Thomas Joseph Petters to talk about his case. I got to get permission first before we can really talk about it. I've been posting some of his letters in the Discord of Stephs for that project. However, I wanted to get permission first before I talk about it publicly because there are some new developments in that case that are positive and good in his favor. The only thing I'm afraid of is that once they find out what this good is, it will make other people mad who were victims of his Ponzi scheme. So there's that.
Thank you, Kristen. Excuse me. Yeah, London's Notebook has done a lot of videos on Rex, they're saying. Yes, and Luigi is on a plane right now as we speak, coming back to New York to face those charges. He's due in court today. Is it a federal court? Somebody says asking why is he going to federal? If it's federal,
it's not federal. I've been checking. It's actually state.
State. So
I had
will
thought
we be
it
able
was federal, but
will
it's
we
not.
be able to see the court live? Then will there be cameras on the inside?
That's a good question.
Hey, cousin.
Let me think for a minute. We might, if it's not displayed, we could we don't know what courthouse is going to be in. That's the thing.
New York doesn't allow cameras.
Because my next
Gosh.
question would be, okay, could we call the court coordinator and ask, okay, are y'all going to put cameras in this? Because I am that nosy. I'll be honest with you. I will be that incredibly nosy because I've done it before. So for other places that I work.
Wendy's saying NBC just announced state court push and he's headed to federal.
If he's going to federal, he's going to MDC Brooklyn, which is where Diddy and my other person, being Sam Bankman-Fried, are going to be, and that is not a good place. That is a very unhappy place. Nobody, let's put it this way, prison in general is not a happy thought for anybody to begin, but there are some prisons that are better than others, and I've been told that's a bad one. So, this will be interesting.
They're saying federal charges has been brought. Let me look at the latest update because I've been focused
Okay, because I thought it was strictly straight.
I've been focused on the baby, and I've not really looked at the latest.
Renee, what do you mean that I'm that girl? Just out of curiosity. Did I just know everything? Or am I the girl that just to be that nosy? Which I'm probably both.
Okay. This is as of, oh my. This is a 2 minutes ago, 2 minutes ago released, this article CNN did. Mangione will appear in federal court today, according to officials. Luigi Mangione will appear in federal court today. When he arrives in New York, he is expected to be transported to the federal courthouse in downtown Manhattan, not to the state courthouse where he was originally expected to be taken. He has now boarded the plane, extraditing him to New York. He is expected to appear in federal court today, according to law enforcement officials. Federal charges against him are expected to be unsealed later today. They include stalking, slaughter, and using a silencer in a crime of violence. The federal government's reported decision to pile on top of an already overcharged first-degree slaughter and state terror case is highly unusual and raises serious constitutional, and statutory double jeopardy concerns. Mangione's defense attorney, Karen Friedman, said in a statement Tuesday night, "We are ready to fight these charges in whatever court they brought. You will lose." Blair County District Attorney Peter Weeks is speaking to the reporters, saying, "We relinquished him to the custody of the New York City Police Department, and they'll be taking him back to New York City in a safe and secure manner."
Okay, well, Karen Friedman definitely has her work cut out for her, 100%. And
what are these? Like, you have to be a lawyer, right? Okay, you have to defend your client, but you also have to be human, and like, there's no way in hell you're going to win. Look.
Okay, well, he's definitely going to go to MDC Brooklyn, which is not a happy place, and I can find him. And I should be more easily to find his information on BOP website, which is the Bureau of Prisons, just for FYI, to that way to find out where the inmates are and their numbers and that sort of thing. Beautiful, beautiful website. I give them a gold star from a tech front because their system doesn't crap out and doesn't malfunction like other states like South Carolina, Wisconsin, a few others where I could have a serious gripe about their low tech, but you know, it is what it is. And I'll find him. I will find him. Okay? I do promise that much. He's already on my list. I've already been trying to talk to Luigi. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to keep trying, girls. I promise.
I wanted to talk about this picture, this drawing from about Diddy from court yesterday. He went to court yesterday, again, over bond, again. And somebody described Diddy's appearance as gray and thin, like lost a lot of weight. And I just wanted to show you the artist's depiction of Diddy, that he is not looking good. Did I hear about my mod? No, sunshine. What has happened? What? Who, what? Oh no, I missed your comment. What happened? If you don't mind, if you do, just to repeat it again. Tan Lines was in a terrible wreck.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's terrible.
Tan Lines was in a terrible wreck and not expected to make it.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Oh wow.
Uh,
Oh my goodness. Do we have any way to contact her family to find out if she
I
is
have
going
her
to be
cell.
okay?
I have her cell phone number.
Oh
We
goodness.
talk all the time.
Oh, I did find an article just now about the fact that he was thinner and grayer at court. This is from the website yourweb.com. This was written by Nye McGee.
Hold on a
As,
minute. Hold on a minute.
okay.
Um, in regards to the mod, the last message I got from her was, and I guess you guys know her name is. I don't want to give her first name unless everybody already knows it. But she says, I know your faith in God is super strong and prayers work wonders. So I need all the prayers I can get. My oldest daughter was diagnosed with leukemia today. She goes December the 12th for a bone marrow to see what kind of leukemia it is. If you could just pray, and if you have a church where you can add her to a prayer list, that would be much greatly appreciated. Um, so her daughter is fighting a battle. Do you think if I text her phone, somebody will respond with an update?
Doesn't hurt to try.
Uh,
Steph, if you could send me her information and her daughter's information, I'll get a prayer tray going with my dad.
okay. Depends on how overwhelmed. I know, and we're kind of the outsiders probably. They won't have no idea probably about her TikTok friends and family. Um, Sunshine is trying to find out more. Sunshine, can you um message me your phone number so I can text you mine right quick and you can keep me updated and we can figure out together what's going on. I can hold on and I'll tell you what state. Um I mean she buys stuff all the time.
Steph, do you think that maybe we could have like a minute of prayer for her?
Yes, can somebody tag Dr. Holcomb please? Can somebody get a hold of Dr. Holcomb?
Or even just invite him up on the panel once you get him in here.
Oh, I will. Indiana. This is going to be Indiana. Thank you. Man, when you get hit at Christmas, maybe sometimes you just get hit hard, you know? Um, that's devastating to me, and I hope that she makes it because she's my friend. See message, private message, or oh, yes, 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 because I just said to do that. Hold on. Um, who, Sunshine, are you talking about comment? Okay, hold on. I would text her phone. Okay, sweet, sweet, sweet. I'm going to text right now, right now.
Is the name just Dr. Holcomb?
Yeah,
I'll be back.
he's a preacher.
I'll be right back.
Give me just a minute, guys. I will. I'm introducing myself. $270 people. Souls, 270 souls. Her sister's texting me back now. Let's see what the sister says. Rustic. Oh, man. Oh, no. Okay. She was hit head on by a drunk driver. She's not doing good. She's gonna text me back in a few, but yeah. Hit head on by a drunk driver. Tan Lines. You guys know her as Tan Lines. She's one of the mods in here, and she's
that hurts my heart so bad. And I just pray that she's okay and she'll make it through.
Y'all watch. He might be busy, but we can pray without him. I just thought it would be better if he was in here leading the prayer. But
Did message him and his sweet wife to see if they could come on.
Yeah, preacher wife can somebody tag preacher wife. He's not online. I need to get his phone number. Preacher's wife, can you get Dr. Holcomb in here? Is he busy right now?
Where's the hubby? I know he's got a prayer.
Okay. Can you come up? Do you guys know what's going on? We really need a prayer circle right now. We need to pray for Tan Lines. She was hit head on by a drunk driver, and she's not doing good. And I know you guys know her. Tan Lines. And I was just wondering if he could come up to the panel and lead us in a prayer. Oh, my hands are shaking. I'm assuming I don't know when it happened exactly.
He's here. Let me let him up.
Hold on.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Holcomb. Thank you for taking the time to come up here. We've got a situation.
Okay.
One of my moderators and one of our friends, Tan Lines, her real name is Kathy. She was hit head on by a drunk driver, and she's not doing good, really not expected to make it. And I was wondering if you could lead us in prayer for her.
Absolutely. Our blessed Heavenly Father, we come to you this morning. We thank you, Lord, for all of your goodness, your mercy, and your grace. God, I don't know the situation. I just jumped on here. But this is what I do know. I do know that you are the great physician. And I know that if there's any healing that will be done, it'll be because of you. It won't be because of us. It won't be because of any doctor. It'll be because of you, because you are the great physician. You are the one who does all the healing. And God, we thank you for that. I thank you, Lord, for this ministry of Steph Case Files. I pray, God, that you would continue to bless that and each and every one of her followers and those that are on the stream this morning, God. I pray that you'll comfort each and every one of them that knows this family. And God, give them a peace within their heart this holiday season, because this is all about you. This season that we're entering into, it's all about you, not about us. I pray your will be done in this family. And God, I pray that whatever the case may be, if she makes it, if she doesn't make it, I pray, God, that you would just give this family strength to get through this crisis. We ask these things in the name that's above every name, the name of our blessed, blood-stained Redeemer. Amen.
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 Thank you, Doctor. Thank you for doing that.
You're very welcome. Like I said, I had no idea what was going on. My wife just said, "You please jump in there on Steph's case files." I was in here filling out some Christmas cards, and I had no idea. But I promise you, I will have our church family praying for you and praying for this family that was hit. You have my word on that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Oh gosh, I need to keep Kleenex in here. Ugh. This is horrible. Hold on a minute. Her sister's texting.
I know that I know you're sad and you're heartbroken, Miss Steph, but I just want to tell you, I believe in faith that Jesus is going to take care of this, and He's going to turn this trial into a blessing.
Okay. Ooh. Hold on a minute. I got some panel requests. Let me accept them. Hey guys.
This is so sad. She's so sweet.
There's so much sadness in the world. And you empaths know, if you're an empath in here, and I'm one of them, that you start feeling it, and then it overtakes you, because you can feel the sadness. And it's hard in true crime because you deal with sadness all the time, and you have to learn how to cut it off. But there are times when you just can't. And don't drink and drive.
No.
Don't drink and drive. And people, I don't understand it. And then it's always the innocent ones and the good ones that get hurt from it.
I wish I could give everyone a huge hug right now, especially you, Steph. And Tamlin always makes it a point to acknowledge me when I'm in here as her fellow mod. I don't know her personally. I don't text her like you do, but I could just tell she was a kind person. And I just hope that Dr. Holcomb's prayers and not just a miracle here.
Yes, of course. My my husband's grandmother owns a church, and I just texted her and asked her to add her to the prayer list, and she said, "You got it, sis." So she is also on our prayer list.
There's so many resources that can help you out with a ride if you need one. So
I need to learn waterproof mascara, darling.
is she on ventilators right now? you know?
Her sister texts back. She talks about you a lot. She loves being a part of something. So thank you for letting her be a part of your community.
Oh,
That's gonna make me cry.
You know, my goal today was not to cry. And the
exactly.
market. Oh, goodness me.
She
Are
has
you
three kids and 3 grandbabies. Her
Oh,
sister is
no.
saying we can't lose her.
Oh. You know, and then also, you know, from her daughter's aspect, she's going through one of the scariest times of
Mm,
her whole entire life right now. And she was going to want her mama by her side for that. And now she has to look at her mama laying in a hospital bed because somebody made a very selfish and stupid decision and decided to drink and drive.
yeah. Her sister texts we love her so very much because I was telling her how much we love her. Mm,
Was anyone else in the car?
I'll ask.
God, I hope,
Hello?
hope one of her babies weren't in there. Hello, Kayla. That's my sister's name, Kayla. And she also passed away due to drinking and driving. So that's why I absolutely hate drinking and driving.
So I came on here to talk about my cousin Pam.
Kayla, okay, of course, and we will. You see, we've had kind of a family emergency here. One
I
of my
just joined, so I didn't see that. I'm sorry.
one of our mods was in a car accident, hit head on by a drunk driver, and I'm just texting with the family to see how she's doing. She says that she is unresponsive on a vent. No signs of life yet.
Oh my goodness.
Let's
Terrifying.
everyone, let's take a I know everybody's so distraught, but Kayla has come up on the panel, and this is the cousin of Pam, the one the mother of baby Caleb that's missing. So let's take a moment and let her speak and clear up some rumors because I said that she could come up on the panel this morning last night, and I want to keep my word on that. Okay. Hi.
Yes, hi. Sorry, this is a very emotional time for our family. Yeah, I just wanted to clear up. She is not awake. Everyone is saying that she's awake, and she is not. As of right now, there isn't much hope for her waking up from what they're saying. We are praying that she does wake up, of course, but they're saying right now it's like a 50-50 chance. I'm not allowed to speak on anything about the CPS case, but I will say there was an open DHR case, and they were placed with John, taken from Pammy and Steven, and placed with John in a safety plan. And DHR did know that they were all living together.
Okay. When was the last time that you spoke to your cousin?
A week before the accident. I live in Louisiana, so I'm not local to them because they moved. But I do talk to her. I did talk to her on a daily basis. He was very, from my understanding, controlling. She always feared getting in the car with him because he would always speed up to scare her or act like he was going to hit something. And she expressed that to me so many times about being scared to be in the car with him. But he would always threaten her with the kids, or I've never been in a DV situation myself, so I don't know how that is, but from things that I've heard, it's very hard to a situation to get out of. I'm just trying to be her voice right now because so many people are saying that, she's at fault for this. I do not believe that. I really, in my heart, I do not believe that. Our family didn't know anything about Caleb being missing. We were being told by Pammy, Wendy, she goes by both. We were being told by her that he was with a family friend. We had just found out when the police questioned my uncle that we didn't even know. We thought he was in the accident too. And then my uncle was like, "Where is baby Caleb?" And that's when we found out that he was not in the car with them. Also, people are saying that that was John's truck in the driveway. It's not. It's Steven's truck. It's his work truck. So I just wanted to clear that up too. I do believe that Pammy may have been trying to prevent the accident from happening. Just from what we were told by police, of course. Like I said, there's a lot of things I can't speak on.
I understand. For those of you just joining, we are in a personal emergency crisis, but we are also helping and talk about the case of a missing baby Caleb. And this is Kayla, the cousin of mom, who is in ICU, still unconscious. And we have discussed and looked at the photos of the accident. And I feel like it was done on purpose. Just by the way, it kind of looks like he just kind of just drove off the road into the forest.
Yeah, our family is thinking that as well. I think that's what everybody's thought is, especially kind of knowing some of the background of their relationship. They fought a lot. They were a very feisty couple. He had issues with his wife that he was still married to, which she's kind of cray cray. I don't really know how to describe her, but she's a different one, for sure. I
I've
what
seen
what
some
I
of the
would
stuff she's posted, and it's quite odd.
yeah, what I want to clear up is everybody's like, why didn't any family, report Caleb missing? We did not know this. If we would have known, we were under the impression that he was with a family friend. I hadn't seen baby Caleb since he was 2 months old, and he was born in April. So June was the last time that I had saw him. I couldn't even tell you what he looks like today. That's sad to say, but it's true because, like I said, I live in Louisiana. They live in Alabama, so I'm not local. So I hold John responsible too because he had custody of these children. They were placed with him. Why wasn't he calling and letting some other family know, like, hey, baby Caleb isn't here? So I'm very irritated with him as well. I'm not related to him. I'm related through Pammy's mom.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I think there's a lot of things that we don't know about, even us as family, that was happening behind closed doors. But I will say that I do strongly believe that she was preventing this from trying to prevent this from happening.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also speculations about baby Caleb being sick. Never, I know there was a post on Steven's Facebook saying something about that. That baby wasn't sick, not from the last time that I seen him anyway, and it was never discussed to our family that there was something wrong with him. So I do not believe that. And yes, she is in the ICU. She is in a medically induced coma and unresponsive at this time.
Right here at the holidays, that's the hardest time to deal with loss and grief. And so my heart goes out to you and your family. And are they keeping you updated? Are authorities keeping you updated? Or is family keeping you updated about the search?
Yes, authorities have been keeping us updated. Last night we got an update about them searching the property. They and people are also speculating that they did not dig or search the property until like recently, but that's not true. They've been doing this since they found out that baby Caleb was missing. As soon as authorities were notified that he wasn't, well, that they thought he was in the car, they have been working to find Caleb ever since then. So I do want to clear that up too. Everything has been very quickly done.
I've got some panel requests here. Dan's coming up to the panel.
Hello.
Hey, Dan.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Hanging in there. Kayla, how are you hanging in there?
Oh, I'm hanging in. I'm hanging in. I just wanted to clear some things up on here from what I seen last night, and coming from a family member, give you guys some more clear answers, so rumors aren't spread and everybody is saying things correctly.
Right, and there is another rumor out that really needs to be addressed because it's getting posted all over social media. Um, has she ever opened her eyes since the accident?
No, she
Thank
has.
you.
She has like squeezed a hand, like done that, like made some bodily twitches or movements, but the doctor said that is, I'm sorry, completely normal. Um, but no, she's not awake.
That is completely normal, but that is a good sign as well because that does show some sort of brain activity. So,
Yeah, they said it was like 50-50. I want her to come out of this so she could tell her side of the story and be able to let everyone know what she was going through and her side of everything. That's just what I pray for. And I pray baby Riley is running up there and just having all kinds of fun. That baby was such a sweet baby. I'm sorry, I gotta mute myself for a minute.
No, you're fine. Take your time.
I just want to step in here. I know y'all are busy and everything, but I want to say this just for the record. Um, Regardless of what happens, I find one of the most comforting. I don't have my Bible in front of me at the moment. I apologize. All I've got is a bunch of Christmas cards that I'm filling out, but I'm listening to y'all, and I just want to tell you that Jesus said, "In my Father's house are many mansions. I go to prepare a place for you, and if I go to prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also." So I want to tell you something. Regardless of what happens in this situation, she's a winner either way. If she knows the Lord, like I have heard from others that she knows the Lord, she's a winner either way. If she goes or if she stays. But I want her to stay. I hope and pray and will continue to pray that she'll regain consciousness and that she'll come back to us. But if she doesn't, you know, the soul is heaven bound. And we're absent from the body. We're present with the Lord. And I just want to give y'all that little piece of comfort this morning. I know you're all struggling right now.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your words, and
Steph, are we not talking about the personal in your family
well,
here?
we were, but then Kayla come in here, and I promised her last night that she could speak and clear up rumors about her cousin, and so we kind of switched to that.
Absolutely. I just wanted to make sure it was clear. And Kayla, we're praying for you and your family too.
Thank you guys so much. It's just so crazy. When Pammy wakes up, I know that part of her will be heartbroken, but I know another part of her, she wanted out of that relationship so badly, and now she's away from him. I hate to say it that way, but so when she wakes up, she can start over, but God, she's miss her baby so much.
Right now, guys, they're juggling two different things, two different losses. One in their personal team here in Steph's team, and the case of missing baby Caleb and their family as well. I'm seeing a lot of people saying things in the chat. Please keep it respectful. There is a lot of grief in here and a lot of sadness right now. Please keep it respectful.
In regards to tan lines, her sister says she was the only one in the car. That was a question from earlier.
Can you go over that again?
Yes.
I wanted to know what happened.
Yes. One of our sweet mods and my sweet friend, you know her as Tan Lines. Her name is Kathy. She was in a car accident. How many in here? Let me see by way of hands. How many knows who Tan Lines is?
I do.
Me, I know who she is.
I do know who Tan Line is. I have not talked to her directly, but I do know who she is.
She's always been a good person.
Yes, everybody. And see how much she's loved. I mean, she just is always in and talking and concerned about people. And she is my friend. And she was hit head on by a drunk driver. And this is from her sister. She's not doing good. We went on to talk about, I explained who I was. And her sister says that she just loved being a part of something, this community, that she had talked to her family about loving to be a part of this community. She is unresponsive on event, no signs of life yet. And she was the only one in the car. She had went for a drive because she had a hard time dealing with her cousin's unaliving of oneself, and went for a drive and did not make it back home.
I am so sorry to hear that. We will keep her in our prayers.
We have 27,000 likes and 537 souls in the room. That is 537 souls that can pray for both of these situations, for missing baby Caleb and for Kayla's family, and also for Tan Line and her family. I will.
Y'all please pray that we can find baby Caleb. That's what my family wants the most, is to find baby Caleb. We just want him returned safely. I don't think that's gonna happen, but just pray that it does.
Do you know anybody on his side of the family, Kayla? Has anybody from his side of the family reached out? I'm talking about the dad's side. Are they concerned about the baby at all?
Yes, I have had one of his family members reach out to me. It doesn't seem that way. He has a lot of addicts in recovery in his family. Mm-hmm. I do know that. But like I said, they're not like our family. We just want Caleb returned home safely. We didn't want any of this to happen.
What are the chances that she gave him to other family or friends to take care of him because maybe she felt he was in danger?
We were told from her and from Stephen that he was with a family friend of Stephen's family. So my family isn't aware of who that is. It could be a possibility, but from what we are told from authorities, again, I'm not allowed to say, I don't think that's going to be something that happens.
I would think by now they would, if Stephen, a friend of Stephen's, has the baby, then he would step up and say, I've got the baby. You know, I've got Caleb.
Yeah,
He's right here. He's safe.
this is nationwide, you know what I mean, news. I feel like if someone had baby Caleb, they would be like, "Whoa, you know, like here he is, he's fine."
Right. Yes, of course.
Say the same
So that's
thing.
concerning to me. Well,
Also, some people are saying, this is just what I've heard. People are saying that he hasn't been seen since April. In April, well, the end of March, beginning of April, around that time is when they moved to the place that they're digging and investigating. They had not lived there. They had only lived there since end of March, beginning of April. And she had just got a promotion at her job she was so excited about. She was trying to save up money. She wanted to get away from Steven. We talked about this like aggressively, so much about her leaving and getting out and being able to take both babies with her, because that was always a threat that Steven made. He goes by so many names. I'm sorry. It might confuse some people. Brad, Steven, whatever you guys want to call him. To Nona's family, he was Steven. She also goes by Pam, Pammy, but Wendy is her name.
So, a user has come in here and said that a member of Stephen's family has offered a reward for any info leading to the return of Caleb. Have you heard about this?
No, I have not heard about that. I do not know if that's true. I feel like if that was something that was done, the authorities would let us know that. And yes, both babies are fathered by Steven.
Can I ask you to say what names he went by again? Stephen?
Brad and Steven.
Thank you.
A lot.
Do you know
Well,
why?
I have seen a few comments asking for a recap on the baby. So I'm going to give you a recap because maybe you're just coming in here and you have no idea what's going on. We have a lot of things happening in this live, a lot of emotion, a lot of personal events. But I'll give you a recap on Caleb. Caleb Collins, Caleb Rowan Collins, 1 year old, is missing from Winfield, Alabama. What happened was on December the 8th, there was a horrific car accident. The father was driving, going 92 miles an hour in a 45-mile-an-hour zone. And in the car was him and Pam, the mother, and the 2-year-old daughter that they shared together. All, as far as I understand, were unrestrained, and they, the baby, the 2-year-old little girl, died at the scene, and the father, Stephen, passed away the next day at the hospital. And the investigators noticed that there is the other child is not accounted for. So they searched. Was he thrown? Not in the car, not accounted for. So they go to ask grandfather John where Caleb is. And from that point, it gets a little fuzzy, but John ends up getting arrested on December the 11th for failure to report a missing child. And now the mother, Pam, is in ICU. She is unconscious. She is not able to speak, to say what happened. Baby Caleb, they have dug in the backyard. Police are there today looking again. And so we don't know what happened to the baby and where baby Caleb is. Grandpa says he last saw him in September of 2024. Other family members say around April of the 2024 they saw the baby. And so because the family are somewhat in a distance and some are estranged, they did not realize that the baby was missing. And so that is why we are looking for, and that is the story that you're seeing all across the nation right now, is to try to find baby Caleb. John is the grandfather. John is the grandfather's name. I don't, not that I know of, Doris. I don't know of any other searches. So the grandfather, John, had custody, Jen, but they all lived in the same house. So all had access to and was around the baby in September. Now in November, which is just, last month, the father, Stephen, posted on his book face that, let me just read it specifically because I don't want to get anything wrong. Now, he wrote this on his book face as a post in November. If I can find it right quick. November the 6th, 2024, he posts, "Our son is not doing well. He is not growing and has major back issues. His organs are growing, but not his body. He has to have surgery at some point. Keep him in your prayers. Been rough and just seems going to be a long, rough, tough road ahead of us." He posted that in November, supposedly 2 months after, 3 months after Grandpa even admits to seeing him. Yes, he does, Jesse, but they were still living in the home, in the same house as Mom and Dad. And according to the cousin, which is Kayla K, 1994 up here, they knew about that. They knew about and was okay with them all living in the same home.
Steph, you have someone stating in the comments that they're another cousin in the family.
Deanna Abbott, mom's side. Kayla, do you know a Deanna? She might not be there.
Have her message me. Like I said, I live in Louisiana. Our family is distant. We're not all together. I did try to reach out to her and ask her to send me a message, though.
Deanna, you're welcome to come up on the panel and talk and straighten up anything you feel like is a rumor, or give us any additional information that you may have. That's Jimmy's daughter. Okay. She's trying to connect on the panel, so just give her a second. Who is Jimmy?
Would you like me to hop down so I can give space to somebody else?
I can too if you need me to.
There's no other request right now, so we're good.
That's fine. Just let me know if you need space, and I'll hop down.
Ditto.
Okay. Hey, Deanna. Hey, Deanna.
Hey.
Get off the
Hello?
phone.
Hey there. We seem to have a little bit of echo. I think that might straighten up when everybody on the panel except for Deanna mute.
Go away.
Hold on just a second. All right. Now.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I just want to know how she's getting on the family, because I am from Louisiana. I moved to Georgia about 4 years ago. So all I'm wanting to know is how she kin to her. Is she on the mama side or the daddy side?
Who, Kayla?
Yeah.
Mom's.
Okay, then how is she kin to Cindy, because Cindy's my second cousin.
Oh, I don't know. You'll have to ask her.
Cindy is my cousin.
Because Cindy is my cousin because she is my aunt's daughter. So that makes her my second cousin.
Yes, Cindy is my third cousin because she is my aunt's daughter. My great aunt's daughter.
Which is Aunt Dot.
Okay. So we have two cousins up here. Deanna, do you have any updates that you would like to share?
From what I was getting, and because nobody wants to talk to me about it and let me know on anything, is that Pam is still in a coma. She woke up at one time, but they had to put the tube back in her, and so they put her back in a coma.
Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry that your family is going through this right now. We are trying very hard to get the word out about Caleb. And the police seem to be looking very, very hard for him as well. And I'm sorry for your loss.
I have shared it a lot on Facebook, so I mean, I don't know where else to share it to look. But I do know I have shared it a lot on Facebook and a lot on Messenger to like little groups that I'm here in Georgia with to see if they can find him.
Mm-hmm.
Deanna, can you send me a PM, please?
Brandy, you're right. Well, yes, that's true. But understand, guys, just have some mercy because understand the immense amount of sadness and pressure and confusion and grief.
And let's also
all of those things mixed in together.
Not to interrupt her, but let's also take into consideration there has been people online spreading rumors and claiming to be know Pam, Wendy, and not know her. There's been a lot of things that have been happening on social media, so take that into consideration too. I don't think Deanna was trying to come at me, as some of you were saying.
Right.
And this is a hard time for our family.
No, I was not trying to come at her. I was just trying to figure out who she was because apparently I know nothing.
Deanna, when was the last time that you got to speak to your cousin?
The last time I talked to Pam was when I was living in Farmville, Louisiana, when she lived there with her mom, when I was about 19, 20.
Had she said anything to you at that time about, was she in the relationship at that time?
At that time, she was still in school. She was going to school. She was excited to go to school, and she would help her mom with all the kids that was there, taking care of them, and she would help with her cousins. And also, other than that, like, I tried multiple times to try to contact her, see how she's doing, and like I'm not down to nobody, and I'm not putting nothing down or trying to be rude about it, but my family has limited me to talk to any of my family.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
Also, Deanna, I don't know if you know much about Stephen, Brad. Pammy was very controlled, so I would take that into consideration as well, as maybe that's another reason why she wasn't in contact with you. I talked to her a week before the accident, and she seemed very scared and trying to get out of that situation.
And I do understand that, but in the same sense, I was like just an hour away. All she had to do was just try to find a way, and I could have came and helped. I don't mind helping the family. Even though I was blacked out of the family and did not get to talk, I would come help you if you needed help. That's just the type of person I am.
I just want to say, from someone who's been in a very domestic, violent relationship, it's not as easy as people think to just leave. So don't take it personal. Like, you're like, I know in your mind you're probably like, just leave, just find a way and leave. But especially, like, my daughter's father was my abuser as well, and it makes it so much harder when there's kids involved.
So true. Yes, it is, because I've been one myself. I know.
And especially when he would threaten her with the kids so freaking much.
God, my heart is breaking right now. I don't know what to say. If I could hug both of you, I certainly would in this moment, because love is love, and I can feel it from both of y'all.
And you guys just found each other too.
I loved her, and she's always been my little Pam. I've always loved Pam. But like I said, I love all my family. If any of my family need help, even a stranger, if they needed help and they reached out to me, I would do whatever I can in my power to help.
You know, a lot of times in domestic situations, I'm sure you know, they don't burden the family. They feel like they don't want to burden and reach out to family. And a lot of times the family's the last to know. I was talking with on Dan's panel yesterday, Jim Smith, who is the stepfather of Gabby Petito, and he was saying that they had no idea, and that was their daughter. So she kept it from them, and so it's most likely that Pam kept it from you. So don't carry that guilt that you don't, that she wouldn't want that right now. I think probably what she wants is for everybody to pray that she comes out of this. It's going to be hard for her when she wakes up. She has no children. She's lost her significant other, be it as horrible as he may be. And so she's going to need all of the positive support that she can get.
And Deanna, if you would reach out to me, you said you were in Louisiana. That's where I actually live, but I'm here in Alabama now. If you want, I could possibly pick you up and bring you back here. Just reach out to me and we can figure something out.
I would love that, but I live in Georgia now. I moved from Louisiana from my abuser because I knew what it was best for me and my kids.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I thought you said you were in Louisiana.
No, I'm from Louisiana, but I moved from my abuser from there. It took a lot of me trying to beat around the bush, find another phone, do all this and that to get to where I am at today. So I understand.
Deanna, you sound like a strong survivor. And this Saturday, if you can come in here, Dr. Nadine Macaluso is going to be on Saturday night show starting at 10 p.m. And she wrote a book called Run Like Hell. And it's a book that allows, she's the former Wolf. Have you seen that movie, Wolf of Wall Street?
I have seen bits and pieces of it where I've heard about it. Was it like
She's
a
Jordan
woman?
Belfort's ex-wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. She said she was in a kind of domestic violence at one time, and it got really, really bad. So she wrote a book about it.
Yeah,
She went on to become a doctor, actually. And now she's Dr. Nadine, and she wrote a book called Run Like Hell, talking about trauma bonds, and that is a really powerful tool. And so we have a campaign going right now called Run Like Hell. And if you want to share your story and your survival story, send me a message. I would love to pass that along to Dr. Nadine. And if you can join us Saturday, I would love for you to be here. We are a supporter of domestic violence survivors here, and there's a lot of advocates here. You can see them in the chat. We support. We love Micah Miller. That's the biggest part of this family is the Micah Miller case. If you're familiar with that, see them. They're already starting to drop the purple hearts.
Yes,
and that means love for Micah, but it also means that we are going to stand up against domestic violence. And so I'm so glad that you come in here, and I'm honored to have you on my panel.
Thank you, and I am too.
Oh gosh, what a morning. I see you guys. I see you in the comments. Thank you. Justice for Micah, they're saying. Thank you for your follow. Thank you, Krista. You guys, this is how much love. We are so busy with our day-to-day lives, and in essence, if I walked on the street, you'd probably not know me, and I'd probably not know you. But at the end of the day, the one thing that we have in common is that we are human souls that love. We get upset, we love harder, and we support. And so when we come together like this, it's powerful. We have 629 souls in this room. That is powerful.
What a powerful outlet that you have here, Stephanie, and you've done a wonderful job as being a host of the Steph Case Files and bringing people together. And I just want to say I really appreciate and I'm grateful to you and thankful for the opportunity to be part of your panel today and being able to say a prayer over this family. And as far as Micah goes, yes, there will be justice for Micah. It may not be in this life, but it may come in the next life. It's going to come one way or another. There will be justice for Micah, and J.P. Miller will have to stand and give an account for what he has done and what he brought on to that family. And I pray for all those that are involved in that. And I thank you for getting the word out to others and domestic violence awareness. That's what we have to do. I mean, people that are involved in those types of situations have got to get out. I have always stood for the home. I've always stood for marriage. And I've always, and I believe that, the Bible says that we're to be the husband, a man's to be the husband of one wife. He's not to have, and he's supposed to be good to that wife, and he's supposed to love that wife as Christ loved the church. And when you do that, you're not violent to that wife. And I don't believe that God advocates the abuse and the mistreatment of your spouse. And if anyone that may be listening, if you're in a situation where you're in an abusive marriage, when people put hands on you and people slap you and do things to you that is violent, you've got to get out of that. And I know the old saying is, oh well, divorce is an abomination. You shouldn't get a divorce. But you know something, God doesn't want you to be killed either by your spouse.
That's
And
right.
you have to get out of that. You can't live in that. It's just it's not healthy, and in the long term effects of criminal domestic violence is a lifetime of medications and therapy. Get out while you can before you have to go through that. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It doesn't matter to me how many children are involved. Take those kids and go. You don't want
Mm-hmm.
your children to see that kind of thing because if they see daddy doing that to mama or they see mama doing that to daddy, they'll grow up the rest of their life and think, okay, this is normal. This is normality. And you don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want any child to be a part of that. Thank you again, Steph. I know I'm going on and on, but thank you
You're
so much
fine.
for this opportunity to be able to be part of your panel today. And we love you. The Holcomb family loves each and every one of you. We're praying for you every day. And God bless you all. I'm going to hop down, give someone else an opportunity to get up here. Thank you again.
Thank you, Dr. Holcomb, for coming in here and praying with us and being here for us. That my father-in-law was a preacher. He was killed in a car accident along with my mother-in-law and our 5-year-old nephew 10 years ago now. But he was a preacher, and so um, mm, um, I could call him to pray anytime, and so that's important to me. And so
Well, you
thank you
can
for
you can
providing that.
you can contact on me anytime to pray at any time. I've always got my cell phone nearby. If you send me a text, for some reason, all somebody has to do is like a video in my phone and go ding. I mean, it dings all the time. So
Well,
you just send me a message or something, and I'll be more than happy to hop up here and pray over this stream or anything you ladies may need.
Dr.
thank you.
Holcomb, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Can I send you a PM?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
And I always love
this
when I come
this
across lives
show.
like this.
Hey, Red Velvet. Sorry, what was you saying?
So I said I always love when I come across lives like this because you don't get to see them much because it's just nobody feels safe anymore on the app when it comes to things like this. So to start off with, I really want to thank you for like having that outlet for people to go to. I started when I started my platform, it was based off of my surviving. I've helped 8 people, I believe, so far successfully escaped their abusers, and they're thriving. They're thriving. I don't just help people get out and then just be like, okay, you're done. Like, no, I'm gonna be there for you, because you got to have that support, and you have to know that there's to know that you have one person after you've been in one of these relationships where you've been triangulated and separated and just mentally broke down. To know you have that one person makes all the world a difference. And that's why I always tell everybody my inbox will forever be open to anyone for anything. My survival, mine was kind of like, if to think of a scary movie, like, and that was it. My left arm is nothing but, knife wounds. I don't know if I can say that. I don't know. But it's nothing but scars on my left arm from, I used to be chained in a storm cellar for days on end. And it was, it was bad. It's so when I tell you I am here for whoever, and it's been 8 years now that I've been gone, and I will never let that person re-victimize me again, though.
Oh my God, red velvet.
It's okay. No, listen, then it was traumatizing. Now it's led me on a path where I will dedicate whatever I can to help whoever I can, and never let anybody go through that. Oh, my daughter's coming in.
Hello.
Hi. She's very nosy.
We needed that moment right there.
I will be back, guys. I'm getting a call right now from the hospital, so I will be back. I'm gonna hop off here.
Okay, Kayla. I'm going to message you my phone number too, so you can text me or call me if you need me. Okay.
But yeah, I just wanted to.
Okay,
I
thank you
wanted to
so
be able to
much.
tell everybody that I
sent
do
you
understand, and if you need me, I'm here.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh,
What-
guys, thank you for the gifts.
What is it, Kayla? Did you say something? Oh, she had to go. That's right.
I want to tell everybody too that I am here too. If y'all need me, I'm a phone call away. If anybody needs any help, just call me.
See what you created here, Steph? You created a bridge in this community where a lot of people that don't normally agree can come together and have a place to talk.
And I would like to stay in touch with her, so hopefully she'll send me a message back.
Oh, I'm sure she will. Yes, I see, Michelle. Isn't it amazing?
It is. When people don't make some things about themselves and they come together to try to do something bigger, it is very important. And you're being that bridge in this community that's needed.
Me either, true crime baddie. I mean, I don't even know why I attempted makeup this morning, but that's okay. Sometimes we have grief. The biggest price you will ever pay for love is grief.
Mm-hmm.
But it's worth it. It's a price worth paying.
There's a lot of times that people choose hate over love. And that's what you're doing here is you're choosing love over hate. So
Especially on this app. Oh my gosh.
100%.
It can be an amazing place, but it can also be a dark place, and it's so refreshing when you see things like this where you just see, like a while ago, the Purple Hearts had me bawling my eyeballs out. I was like, oh. I was not prepared for that. I love it though. Like, it's a beautiful thing to see whenever people realize there's a bigger community than what you think. You're not alone. You're absolutely not alone.
Let's see.
Y'all be quiet.
Oh, Jenny Lou, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I feel like I'm just a person sitting down to talk to y'all. You guys are the ones that make the difference by coming here and supporting whoever we've got on the panel. People like Kathy, Tan Lines, who was in the car accident, make the difference. Your time and your effort and your love, and to make me a part of your day, which is time you'll never get back, is such an honor. I can't even believe that I get to sit here and talk to y'all. Look at
I was
look
gonna
at the hearts, you guys. And Micah has made the difference. Micah has showed us that we can love one another despite, even if we have differences, you can still respect and love one another. Sure. Who asked that? Sue? Yeah, come on.
No, it's me. I was
Oh,
asking to speak. I'm just going to give y'all a little brief, um, some words about some things that I went through in my life. Um, my first marriage was abusive and mentally. Um, I didn't know from one day to the next if I was going to be still on this earth. I had a gun held to me, and it was pulled. And if you know what I'm talking about,
mm-hmm.
um, the good Lord was watching over me because it didn't go off. But that happened on 3 different occasions, and also the physical and mental controlling. Um, the man was definitely a narcissist. Uh, he was very controlling, very, um, and I know the feeling of being kept from your family. I lived 5 seconds away from my parents. They never knew until after the fact of me leaving. And when I got married, I was 16.
Mm.
And went,
I was 17, young.
yeah, I went, it was like a Jekyll and Hyde. Before we married, you could not have asked for what I thought was a caring, loving, compassionate person. After the marriage, it flipped to the devil. I mean, it was, and he kept me away from my loved ones, and me only living that just seconds, minutes away. And I didn't understand. I was young, and I thought, well, he just wants to spend time with me. He just wants to spend time with me. No. I learned after the fact of what was truly going on, that he was controlling, manipulative. He wanted everything his way or no way. I could go to town and come back, and because I didn't pick up a certain item he wanted, that's when the AB set in.
Mm.
There was times that there was other things that went on that I did not condone. I did not agree to. If you ladies know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
that I went through,
Mm-hmm.
and he passed like 3 years ago, and I'm not saying this to be cruel or mean, but we live in a very small town. Everybody knows everybody. And when that happened, the relief that came over me from not being afraid of him seeing me out somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
I can't explain it. But I married, the second time I married, he is the lovingest, kindest man. We've been together 39 years. And he was so compassionate about I explained to him what had went on. My parents didn't even know till years. I want to say 10 or 12 years down the road. I did not tell my parents.
We're seeing that a lot. That how much it's kept a secret, and so it could be that Pam didn't tell anybody how horrible her husband was to her. And so that seems to be, and we saw that in the Mom to Bot case. They see everything on the outside seemed fine, but now we know that he's a not a good guy. Obviously, she's dead. So they are people who are in domestic violence situations hide it very, very well because maybe they feel like people won't believe them, or they won't be able to get the help, or they can't escape, or they'll get retribution from their abuser for speaking out and reaching out for help.
Or they're ashamed.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Sue.
Well, my circumstance was that
How
I
are
knew.
you girls?
Just one second. Hey, Sue, did you want to say something?
Yeah, so I watched my mom as she got abused by my father, and us girls got abused by our father as well. You know, alcohol plays a big factor in that as well.
Absolutely. My father was
My father was
huge alcoholic.
an abuser of alcohol. He would drink 10 to 20 bottles of King Cobra a day. And then he would literally beat the living tar out of me, my sister, and my mom. Well, because I'm the oldest of the two girls. I would always protect my little sister because, you know, I figured that's my job. And then about a couple years down the line after my mom passed away, I lost my mom at 17. My father got custody of us, and I made sure my little sister wasn't going to him. So I put her somewhere safe, and I ended up eventually going to him. But I ended up in an abusive relationship as well. The guy would, I don't know if I can do this, on a daily basis.
So you seem to be losing network. It's kind of scratchy and we can't really hear. So, if you can get to a better spot, just unmute. In people's ears, it might hurt. It's a little scratchy and a little like your Wi-Fi's going out. And then I'll give you the mic back there, and you can come back and continue.
Is that better?
Yes,
It might be my headset. I had my headset on. But anyhow, my abusive husband passed away. But I thought it was okay that he was abusing me, you know, because he'd say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't mean to, blah, blah, blah." You know, and I should have watched for the trigger signs, but, you know, being that I watched my mom be abused, I was abused as a kid, I thought it was okay. We as adults need to break that cycle sooner than later. You know? Because we need, as adults, I'm saying as adults, we need to watch for those trigger signs, even in our kids' relationships, and, you know when they are getting too far from us, that, you know, it might not be their choice. It might be the one they're living with's choice, you know?
That's right.
Because if I would have had that person that I could have ran to and said, "Hey, can you help me?" You know, because I didn't have that help. I didn't have that help as a kid. I didn't have it as an adult. You know, and it's hard. It's hard to break that generation curse as well. You know, and I do think you guys are trying to do something good in this world, and speaking up is the hardest part, you know.
Yep.
Being able to sit there and say,
hey, I've gone through this. If you need my help, please reach out. You know, it's a harder thing to do, especially when you think, I'm gonna choke up, that they love you or they care for you. It's hard, and I get it, but you have to be the one to say enough's enough. I'm done. I'm out. I'm gone. And I wish my mom would have done it. She tried to do it multiple times, but he'd keep finding us and try to drag her back. And it gets hard after a while. And watching my mom get abused, and I got abused as a child as well, and I got a beer bottle thrown at me at no older than 2 years old. I was 2 and I had a beer bottle thrown at my forehead. What child asks for that? I'm now 26, and I know that's not right. But it's just the fact that I grew up in that kind of environment that it's, it messed me up inside. It messed my brain up. It messed my thinking up. And us as adults, and I know all you young ladies on here are probably parents, we have to be the ones to stand up for our kids. Say, enough's enough. I'm not doing this. My baby's more important. And, seek help if we need it.
That's right.
Because if we can't seek help and we don't have nobody to turn to, then, all we're doing is create more general curses. Because I watched my mom go through that abusive relationship because of us kids. I turned into one that went for an abusive husband. Because my husband was, God bless his soul, he's been dead and gone since 2019. But he abused me. He was bipolar, schizophrenic, and he would go off his meds. And he'd go off his meds for months at times, and he'd hit me or choke me out and stuff like that. And I think, oh, well, that's okay, because at least he's not drinking, And that was my mindset, and that's not right. But it was because I was raised in that kind of mindset that, it's okay to be a little bit abused, but not too much, I think abuse is wrong no matter what you do. No matter how they do it, how they go about it, it's still wrong. And, anybody that needs that help needs to reach out to those type of people that need it. Like, if you are the safe space, you need that person to reach out to that says, hey, can I help you? Can I get you away from here? Can I put you somewhere that you're going to be safe?
Yeah.
And if that means moving you states, that means moving states. Don't be afraid to leave the state. See, that was my mom's biggest issue. She didn't want to leave the state of Ohio for her own safety and for our girls' safety. But yet, then again, she was also creating more of a problem because no matter what we did, he always found us. Because the courts were giving him our location because he was paying child support. So at that point, she was just creating more of an issue because he was given by the courts our location. And that's another thing. Us as women need to stand up and say to the courts, look, I don't want him having my location. Yes, I want the child support, but I don't want him having my address. He is an abusive, whatever, and he does not need my address, and I don't want him to have my address. Because that's the main problem. Even if you do get a divorce, say you have children in the home that are part of that relationship, the courts are going to try to make you have that, connection with the kids. And we need to step up as adults and as women and say, hey, enough's enough. No, I'm not letting my children into the home, let alone myself, Because that's a bad, how can I say it? It's a bad situation for all involved,
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
I think you women are doing nice and kind, and I just wanted to come up and say that and, give you a little bit of my story.
thank you for coming up here and sharing your story. That in itself is very, very brave. Very brave to come up on a panel and speak in front of hundreds of people and tell your story. I commend you for that.
Well, see, if we don't tell the story about us survivors that have survived through this, then what's it to say for the ones who are actively being abused or actively going through it?
Mm-hmm.
They don't know there's a way out. There's help. There's people that's out there to help you. All you got to do is reach out and say, hey, I need help. I need help. That's it. And nowadays, some of us, and mainly, I know, sign language for help. It's like your thumb tucked in behind your fingers. And not everybody knows that. But that's the sign for help. If you need help and you can't do it and you can't say it right there and then, just do the sign. 9 times out of 10, there's somebody that will see that. Or if you're in an area like a restaurant or something like that, slip the waiter a note. Say, I need help. I don't want anybody else going through what I've been through. It's been hard enough, trying to break that curse on me.
I can add one thing. I don't think people realize too, like, because obviously there's physical abuse, but there's financial abuse is huge in these situations, as well as the mental abuse. What a lot of people don't realize is that it's proven, scientifically proven, that when you deal with narcissistic abuse, it changes the chemical like imbalance in your brain. Like a lot of people, you'll get told you're lazy. You'll get told that you can't, your short-term memory is affected, all these things. I forget exactly which part of the brain is that all those things control, but that's literally your brain has processed these like the things that you're going through with the narcissistic abuse, that it makes your chemical like balance of your brain completely different. I posted a video a little while back, but I was fascinated because I couldn't understand why I was tired. I didn't want to do anything. I couldn't remember where I put my vape, and I just sat it down. Like, all those things made me feel like I was crazy, and it's easy to be gaslit that way. But just so you know, you guys are knowing you're not crazy. You are absolutely not crazy. Your brain chemicals have been transformed differently. So just know that. That's all. I just wanted to add that part. And if anybody needs me, I'm here. I got to go deal with my crazy 5-year-old running around destroying the house now.
Hi.
Hi. I appreciate you so much, and thank you for letting me come up. And like I said, I'm here if you guys need me.
Thank you, Red Velvet. I appreciate you,
You're
ma'am.
welcome.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Well, it's time for me to skedaddle off of here, Sue.
And I hope you all don't mind that I friended you all or followed y'all,
No. Yes. Follow. Yes. Of course.
Also, another thing is that, we have to be the type to say enough's enough, Because if we don't, it's never going to end. It really isn't. And it takes it takes a village to raise kids. It really does. But we have to be that one to say, step up and say, if it's a mother and children involved, that we're going to support them in their choices, because that mother might not have no other way out.
That's right. That's right.
So I just
any
wanted to come
updates?
up and say that.
Thank you, Sue. You are much appreciated, and you're welcome on my panel anytime to tell your story and to advocate. Anytime, you're always welcome here.
And I did follow you as well as the rest of the girls you had on your panel, if they don't mind. So that way I see when you go live. Also, I don't know if you know, but TikTok might be going.
I know.
But Lemonade is a version, I guess. The same people that own TikTok is the same people that own that. And you can log into that with your TikTok account. And it saves everything. I would encourage everybody to do it. That way they don't lose their friends or the people they follow or what have you. Because I've seen that it's basically just like TikTok. You have all the same people that you friend, you follow, whatever.
Yeah.
And that way you don't lose the community that, you've taken so much time to build.
Yeah. Oh man. We'll have to, hopefully, Trump will reverse it. There might be a time where we aren't able to connect.
And the other thing
but hopefully one day he'll reverse it.
Well, see, the other thing I've noticed that I've seen on TikTok as well is that it's not like for the people who have the app, it's going to be fine for, but the people who want to re-download it, like have downloading issues and want to download it for the first time, won't be able to download it.
I'm getting word that WBRC is live at the home at Khaleb Collins' home, WBRC. I'm going to, yes, and for Tan Lines, I will give an update as soon as I can. How can we do this? How can I give you all update? Like not doing a video and stuff and not sending 50 messages. I'll figure it out. I'll work on it. I'll figure out a system where I'll figure it out. We'll talk about it over in Discord and try to come up with something. But yes,
you
I
have
will
a
keep
Discord
y'all
as well?
I do. You have to be
send me a link?
subscriber. You have to be a subscriber. Subscription.
I can't have that yet.
It's just a perk. It's a perk for subscribers.
I don't have that kind of cash yet. I'm just getting out of another abusive relationship.
All right, guys. Know that I love each and every one of you very much. Thank you, Sue, for coming up. Thank you for everything. I appreciate y'all so much, and know that I am here. I'm always here. I'm always here around or near the app. If you are a subscriber and you do not have a link to my Discord, go when we're in this live right now and say, send me your Discord link. If you are a subscriber and you do not have the Discord, send me a message and I will get to my messages. I'll work on that today. If you're behind and I haven't given you a link to the Discord, I'll make sure I get that done today. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you. Send me a message and I will definitely send you the Discord link, but I won't remember to send it if you don't send me a message first and say, hey, send me a Discord link. Okay. I'll be live again tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do not forget, we are live Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dr. Nadine Macaluso joins us once more for an in-depth review of her opinion on the Micah Miller case. You know, you're making my dreams come true right before my eyes every single day, and I love so much to be a part of this community. You can find me on any social media platform. All you have to do is look for the same username and logo. I am on YouTube, Facebook, Insta, X, everywhere. Wherever you are, there I am too. I see you, Lady in Red. Thank you, J&M. Thank you, Happy Grandma. Thank you to all my panel guests. I will see you in the morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.